Welcome back. Don't you love living in a country that is so dysfunctional that we're 10 years worth of revenue in debt, and our politicians' answer is to just increase the amount of debt that we're allowed to have? With Republicans set to take control of the House in January, negotiating on the debt limit is about to occur. Our country is almost $32 trillion in debt, a country that only brings in $4 trillion in revenue a year. And most of Washington couldn't care less. They'll be dead before this destroys our country, of course, so why would they? Democrats and rhinos want to continue adding more debt, as evidenced by this omnibus spending bill. They want to spend this country into absolute oblivion because growing the government is all they care about, and they're not willing to budge on any negotiations. Democrat Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut telling the Wall Street Journal, "We're not negotiating. We're giving them nothing. It is their responsibility," this is the best part, "as members of Congress to pay the bills of the federal government just like they pay their bills for their home." So Chris Murphy thinks you're so stupid that you think that increasing the debt limit in this country equals paying our bills. Just adding on more debt is now paying our bills, according to Chris Murphy. Economist Stephen Moore joins us now, worked under the Trump administration. Sir, good to have you on. Chris Murphy says we need to be responsible and pay our bills.
Yeah, well, Rob, I can't improve on what you just said. You're exactly right, that this debt ceiling is really the most important vote in terms of being able to try to restrain what it was a $32 trillion debt. And just to put that in perspective, Rob, I think I'm a little bit older than you. I arrived in Washington in 1984. You want to take a guess at what the debt was in 1984? $1 trillion.
I was going to say under $1 trillion, but yeah, $1 trillion. Okay, yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
We've gone from $1 trillion to $32 trillion over the last 35 or 40 years. This is insanity. This is a recipe for national bankruptcy. Yeah. Somebody show me any country in the history of the world that has been able to borrow and spend their way to prosperity. So my view, I think, is the same as where you were leading up to. Republicans have to take a very, very hard line on this. And for example, let's say you go to the bank and you have a big debt problem. Do you think that the bank is just going to give you a loan without changing your behavior? You have to have a plan. Here's how I'm going to reduce my debt over the next, 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Yeah. The bank's just going to say, oh, okay, here's another credit card, right? No. That's what these idiots in Congress are saying. Oh, and that's why it is insulting what that congressman or that senator from Connecticut is saying. Just give us more money. Just let us keep this.
Be responsible.
It is crazy. And economically dangerous.
We have to be responsible and incur even more debt. And just as an example, we are a family that makes $100,000 a year that has $1 million in credit card debt. That's what this country is. Just so everybody at home can understand. Imagine you make $100,000 a year and you have $1 million in credit card debt. And the answer is to be responsible. We need to raise that up so we can have $1.1 million in credit card debt. Yeah. Some good news I want to say is that the IRS, on a completely different front here, but is delaying this rule. This new tax plan that would have required people who received at least $600 in like a Venmo payment. They're not going to have to be 1099 for that any longer. I guess it's going to stay at $20,000, which is where it was. Do you think that this ridiculous over-government, over-regulation, the $600 deal is dead?
I think it is outrageous. Yeah. I think that it breaks the problem. Remember when they were talking about, having the 87,000 new IRS agents, Rob, and they kept saying, don't worry, this is just for the millionaires and billionaires. We're not going to audit you. Oh, yeah? They're going after $600 payments. The IRS wants to get to know you. They want to know everything about your private transaction. You buy a couch, the IRS wants to know about it. You pay your mortgage, the IRS wants to know how much you're paying. I mean, this is an assault on privacy. It is very clear when they're talking about $600 purchases. They're not talking about Bill Gates. They're not talking about Warren Buffett. They're not talking about Zuckerberg. Rob, they're talking about me and you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And they're just going to put a rainbow and a BLM sign up at the IRS, and they're going to think that the country's just going to love it. And the IRS are now the good guys, taking your money from you. Yeah.
I'll say this, Rob. Yeah. If the Republicans go forward and allow the funding of those 87,000 new IRS agents. By the way, that would fill the New York Yankees stadium with
Yeah.
IRS agents. If the Republicans go along with funding that, I'm done with them. I will not vote for another Republican for the rest of my life. This is the most outrageous abuse of power by government that I've seen in 35 years. And this is the absolute must for the Republicans to stop that funding.
Yeah, and the problem is half the Republican Party these days is starting to feel like Democrats. I think they just love big government and they love more spending. Steve, I gotta cut it there, but I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bob. Have a good night.